So, the energy is going to be very, very fun and playful and just, you're going to enjoy this week, okay? It feels very up and down to me. So it's like one thing happens and you're like, oh no. And then before you know it, immediately there's like a curveball and then it rights itself again. So you're on this kind of like high and low. But I feel like the low is not like emotionally low. It's sort of like, oh no, I wonder what's going to happen. So it's more like that anticipation, the excitement, and it's just a really, I feel like it's a very fun week. When I was shuffling the cards for you, the image that I saw this cartoon, and it looks to me like one of those, cartoons from the 50s or the 60s where you have like the characters in black and white. So I see this animal, and it's a she. She is wearing like possibly red lipstick, but it's black and white, so I can't really tell. And she's walking. She's walking kind of fast, and her hips are kind of swinging. And she's blowing a kiss to this other creature that's a male, walking behind her, and pretty much flirting with him, telling him that she's interested, and he's following her. But she's walking really fast, and for some reason he's walking really slowly, but he's following her. And then every few steps, like every few seconds, she has to turn around and blow another kiss at him, and for him to catch up. So that's what I'm seeing. So I feel like it's going to be a very flirtatious week. There's going to be a lot of flirtatious communication between you and another person. There will also be a lot of playful energy. Every time I see cartoons, in particular for Aquarius, I don't see it often, but I feel like it's going to be a very phenomenally just fun, exciting, playful type of a week, which is something you desperately need, okay? The first thing I'm seeing here with this spread is I was trying to figure out, where is all this playfulness coming from? I don't feel like it's coming from other people. I feel like it's coming from you. There's something that you're vowing to do differently. And I'm almost seeing, I've got nothing to lose. I don't care what people think about me. If I don't care about how people perceive me, why do I care about being so in control all the time with my emotions? So I definitely see you opening up, you kind of speaking more from a heart space, okay? So that basically means if you haven't seen somebody in a long time and you see them in the past, you would just be like, hey, how was your weekend? What did you do? I feel like now you're showing more excitement. It shows in your face, it shows in your demeanor, and it shows in the way in which you excitedly come forward to that person. And I feel like you're doing this because that's what you've always wanted to do, but for some whatever reason in the past you didn't. And so this is a week where you're actually taking, those steps to be a lot more expressive, to like let the excitement and the emotions and the feeling not like bottle them up, but more like let them show through your facial expression. Let them show through your intonation, the inflection in your voice, so that people know how you feel. And that's what I'm feeling. And because of that, people are very receptive to that energy. When you're beaming and smiling and you're coming towards somebody and you're just like, it's so good to see you. Of course they're going to respond well, right? Who wouldn't respond well? So that's what you're doing. And I feel like it's drawing a lot of attention, drawing a lot of people towards you. I'm seeing this block of ice, and I'm seeing somebody with an ice pick and a hammer and breaking it open. So it almost feels to me like, you're no longer the ice king. You're no longer the ice queen. You're embracing people. You're allowing people to kind of get to know you, and you're allowing them to kind of enter your inner circle. And I also feel like, it's something is melting your heart. So I don't know, for some of you, it could be a new a new pet, a new love, a new child, a new something brand new that is giving you a lot of hope, that maybe a new job, even a new position, a promotion. There's something new here that's really touched you on a heartfelt level, and it's allowing you to open up, and it's allowing you to fully express yourself, and to feel like really comfortable in your own skin. So that's a beautiful energy. And, it might be the energy of Mercury retrograde just ending. It might be that, because during the Mercury retrograde period, I feel like we are a lot more censored about what we say. And we are a lot more, and I feel like for you guys in particular, you get a lot of insights, you get a lot of snippets, you get a lot of genius ideas. And I don't know why that is, but it tends to happen for you guys during the retrograde period when the planet is no longer there. I feel like, well, when the planet of communication is not there to help us, you guys tend to overthink a lot less. And you guys learn to follow your heart and follow your intuition. And so you've arrived at some truths about yourself. You've arrived at some truths about how other people perceive you. And so moving forward, I just feel like there's no need to put on pretenses. There's no need to be on the defensive. There's no need to kind of barricade yourself against other people. It's time to let people in. And it's not like you're indiscriminate in letting everybody in. You're still discriminate, but you're still allowing people in. Okay. So beautiful energy. I see somebody chasing you, not in a, creepy, scary way, but I feel like somebody is, and I feel like this is somebody that you've been dealing with, okay, for some time, possibly since June for many of you. I feel like somebody's coming back into the picture, and I feel like something happened in May, in June, where they were giving you a lot of attention, and then something happened. They might have withdrew. They might have felt embarrassed that they were pursuing you so adamantly when you were behaving in a very aloof manner, because at the time, I feel like you weren't sure what you wanted. And you might have been blowing hot and cold. You might have been very detached. And I feel like there's an opportunity where they are going to re-enter the picture, and you have a second chance, okay? Second chances don't happen often, but you have a second chance here to right the situation, to let the other person know how you feel, and to kind of revisit the situation. So I feel like it might have been June. They were giving you a lot of attention, and then they felt a little bit embarrassed because you weren't responding in the way that they hoped. Because I feel like it was too much, too soon, too fast, and you got scared. And so I'm seeing this person still wanting your attention. And I feel like they withdrew, and I feel like they got a little bit harsh. And the harshness comes from the fact that they feel embarrassed, or they felt jilted, or they felt like you were toying with them. So if you can fix this situation, please do so. Because I feel like now you know that you like this person. Now you know what you want. Before you didn't know what you want. Now you know what you want. And so just that alone, I feel like can make the situation better. So if they've been kind of taking jabs at you, or if they've been kind of either aloof, or they act like they have some resentment towards you, I feel like a simple gesture can alleviate the situation, can make the situation okay, and will allow you to come back to this person, okay? They were of great assistance to you in the time of June. And I feel like there is an opportunity here to come back to this, or at least to, make amends, or at least to clear up the air if you choose to do that. But I feel like the opportunity is coming through. What I'm also feeling as well, let me get this message. So what I have here, the card is the Hermit. And with the Hermit in the upright position, I feel like you are divinely, it's weird because I feel like you're divinely guided towards somebody. And I feel like there was a lot of back and forth here with this person. You waited for them, you put a lot of your plans on hold, you waited for them, and things just never materialized. And now you're divinely guided to come back to this person, or to, move things along with this person. And I feel like a lot of it, all of this had to happen because your guides were trying to tell you, you were controlling the situation. You wanted it to happen in a very specific manner, in a very specific way, in a way that you envision in your head, and you wanted it exactly like that. And then the other person, they operate from a different spectrum, from a different place. They wanted it a specific way. They wanted it to be them making the offer towards you and then you accepting it. Whereas you might have wanted it to be, the one making the offer. So I feel like there were control issues. You wanted things to be a specific way. And then when the reality deviates from it just a little bit, I feel like it scared you. And then whatever progress you made, you backed away from it. So this constant backing, moving forward and then backing off, moving forward, backing off, it dragged on for quite some time. For some of you, since the June timeframe. For others, within the past 3 months. When you throw out confusing energy, you're going to get a lot of confusion back. Okay? What goes around comes around. And I feel like at the time when you kept doing that, it's because you weren't sure what you wanted. And I feel like there were a lot of conditions. I want it exactly like this. And if I can't have it exactly like that, then I don't really want it. Then I'm going to go with plan B, which is another thing that I want. Like, there were a lot of conditions. You can't just let things be. You can't just be easygoing about it. And so I feel like the universe was trying to teach you a very, very profound lesson about being a little bit more flexible, being a little bit more easygoing, being trusting that the universe will deliver not what you want, and especially not exactly in the package that you want, but the universe will deliver what you need if you allow the opportunity to come in. So I definitely feel like they're telling you, don't try to control situations. Just let things flow. The more you try to control, and honestly, I feel like for many of you, you might have gotten a lot of tarot readings from different readers. And I do feel overall, one person might have said this, the other person might have said that, your mind says this, your heart says that, and each person was interpreting. Because your wants and your desires are really, really strong. They might have interpreted your desires rather than, the energies that will play out for you. Because you were trying so hard to control. And I feel like it created a lot of confusion for you guys. So you might want to be cognizant of that, okay? Ease up. Let the situation naturally unfold. And along with it, be flexible, be easygoing, be playful, and just let things be. So, love relationships, I feel, will be really playful, will be really good for this week. Money will be really good. I see some of you are stacking up, saving up, monitoring how much your expenditures are. creating some type of budget for yourself as well. Not that you're in financial dire strait, but I feel like you're becoming a lot more responsible when it comes to your earnings, when it comes to your income, when it comes to allocating certain amount of money for certain things. And I definitely feel like a minimizing of excessive spending. Okay. You're getting into a more functional way of handling your finances, handling the routine surrounding your life. So I see people going very minimalist. So that means getting rid of things in your home that are not necessary, that are not needed. You don't like clutter, you don't like junk. And so I'm also seeing people having a very, very functional view when it comes to food as well. So for some of you, and you know the foodie thing, it's a very big craze right now. So I feel like a lot of you might have spent a lot of money splurging on really expensive restaurants. You know, you're like trying to find the like a culinary masterpiece, and some of you are just like, no, I'd rather just have my soup and salad, you know, every day, and as long as it's is nutritious, I should be fine. So I feel like you're getting back to the bare minimum, like the basics, when it comes to food, when it comes to the things that you want in the past, or when it comes to the things that you do. It's almost like having a little bit more of a functional viewpoint when it comes to food. Like, I need it to survive, so I'm just going to eat it. So you're less picky about what you're eating. You're more health conscious, I feel. You're also more time conscious. Like, I have 30 minutes, I'm just going to eat something so I can keep going. So I feel like you're time conscious. Time is important for you. And you realize that, you know, going through Yelp, going to Google, like to look at ratings, to look at customers' reviews, like these things are time consuming. You don't have time for it, so you're not going to be doing that. And so I feel like many of you are viewing food in a more functional manner. I'm also sensing as well, just like this heightened sense of awareness, looking at the bigger picture, seeing some of the things that we have, seeing things that we have done in the past, especially that really hurt a situation, and looking at, you know, in the future, I'm vowing not to do that again. So learning from mistakes, learning from past mistakes. So for example, I see some of you, and I feel like this message might apply for majority. Many of you are very, very, you have a very low tolerance when it comes to lazy people. And so, you know, that's fine. You also have a very low tolerance for incompetence, okay? And if someone is lazy and incompetent, oh my gosh, that's like your ultimate pet peeve. And I feel like I feel like you have dealt with somebody like this. And I feel like, you know, you had a short fuse when you were dealing with them. But you're looking back at your past behavior, and you're not really proud of how you handle the situation. And you might feel bad, and you might not have felt proud of how you treated that person. And so what I feel is making amends for some of you are physically saying, hey, I'm really sorry to the other person. While others of you are just like, I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to be, you know, I'm not going to be a jerk about it. And then I also feel some of you rushing through things is what I'm sensing. Like just wanting to get things over with when you should have really enjoyed the process, when you should have really enjoyed just the flow of things. So learning to be a lot more easygoing. So just think about it, like whatever energy you're putting out is the energy that you're going to get back. Okay, and I feel like many of you are becoming not only are you listening to those words, like in the past you might have been like, okay, what goes around comes around. And we usually, it usually has a negative connotation, right? Like karma, what goes around comes around. But I feel like you're looking at it now from a more glass half full type of a mentality, where if I give out this really nice, playful, buoyant energy, the people coming towards me will also exude that energy. Whereas if I try to control everything, and if I try to create things in a very specific way, the energies and the people coming around me are going to be just as rigid. So I definitely see a change when it comes to the way in which you guys are viewing things and situations. So because of that, it's going to really free up your energy, and it's going to make you feel a lot more at ease, a lot more easygoing, and just your ability to really enjoy your life and to really live it without wanting to change it. Okay, so it's like letting things be, which is really good. I keep seeing this person coming back in. Like I'm seeing this arrow, and it's like full circle. So the arrow is going around kind of like the face of a clock. Okay, so I feel like something's coming full circle. If you've been waiting on a person, to either make contact, to come back to you, and to realize, I feel like you were enticing this person, or you were showing them how you felt about them, but they felt like you were playing games with them. They felt like you were like this with everybody. And so they didn't trust it. But I definitely feel like, this person's coming back full circle, and there is some type of a gesture from them to you. And it's going to allow, communication to happen. I keep seeing, rather than communicating, if it has been problematic as well for the two of you, rather than communicating, they're going to do things a different way to show you. And so that might be an advice for many of you. If words fail, if you get tongue-tied in their presence, if you feel like you can't, have a conversation without jabbing at each other, or if you feel like you get flustered and embarrassed about expressing your emotions, let the gestures do the talking. So maybe we should stop talking, but, just kind of like look at each other and just make gestures, or do things instead of talk about things. Maybe just do things. And that will allow the other person to see how you feel about them. Okay, so if words fail, show it through your actions. I see a lot of people with opportunities for like dating and one night stand, and you're going to be very well received. Okay, so if you're not looking for a relationship, and some of you very well might not want a relationship, but I definitely see like a lot of options, a lot of people coming to tell you, hey, I like you, do you want to just go on a date? I see that, and they're going to be pretty blunt about it too. Like, they could be like, oh, I'm married, but I am a swinger, for example. Or they can say like, I'm in a relationship, but it's rocky, and right now we're on a break, so do you want to date me? Do you want to go on a date? And so they're going to make their intentions pretty clear about what they want from you, and it's going to be something short term. If you're okay with that, those are opportunities that are coming into the picture, a lot of them. If you are... Yeah, so I do see a lot of text messages, communication through electronic channels. What I have here is the Seven of Cups. So a lot of it is coming in. Electronic communication, dating, and, dating apps, dating websites, and things like that. I'm also sensing as well, hearing from somebody that you want to hear from. What I have here is the Wish card. We have the Star. So it's also indicative of electronic communication, looking at pictures and things like that. But I definitely feel like you're going to get some type of communication from somebody that you really have been waiting on. I see people asking around if you're single. So especially at work, I feel like people are wondering, is the Aquarius person single? Are they married? Are they dating? Where like people are finding out details about you, not in a bad, creepy way, but I feel like they're expressing interest, or you might have kept things close to your chest. You might not have been very revealing about your personal life, and so I feel like you're kind of like the ob the subject of many conversations where they're like, is the Aquarius person single? Do they have family here? Do they are they married? Do they have children? What do they like? What kind of foods do they like? What kind of things do they like to do? What kind of activities? So I definitely feel that. But the weird thing is, they're talking amongst them, each other, but I feel like people don't really know you. It's almost like, what is the Aquarian person like? And no one has the answer. That's what it feels like, because I feel like you've been pretty good about, not divulging too much information about yourself, because I feel like most of you don't hog the spotlight, and you don't like to direct all conversations back to yourself. And so people might not know as much about you. You can have a lot of conversations about like very about ideas and current events and things like that, but I feel like people don't really know a lot about you. And so this is the week where you start to hear these questions, and you're going to start to open up. So you're getting a lot of attention, positive attention, Aquarius. I see a return of a past situation. If it never got off the ground, I feel like it has the potential to do so. I see somebody who is giving you a lot of attention, giving you a lot of attention. Somebody's like, following you, chasing you, giving you a lot of attention. So I feel like this is a really kind person, okay? I have here the Six of Coins. This is a card about generosity. So I feel like you're dealing with somebody who's really kind, who believes, it's almost like they see a lot of good things about you. For some of you, I feel like this is a romantic, interest, somebody who's very kind. And then for others, I feel like this might be like a boss, a supervisor, a manager, somebody high up who is very aware of your contributions, and they want to recognize, or they want to acknowledge everything that you've done. And I'm also feeling like with this week, we start out here with the Six of Coins and the Star. So whatever energies you're giving out, it's coming back to you. So make sure, and I feel for many of you, it's coming back in a very fulfilling, heartfelt, fulfilling, emotionally rewarding way, okay? It's like, wow, I've all this time I thought I was not noticed, but I'm being recognized and I am being noticed. So you definitely have some good things. And I feel like in the love front, things have always been kind of shaky for Aquarius people, because, a lot of people don't understand you guys, and you guys are quite secretive and guarded with your feelings, because you feel like vulnerability makes you appear weak, okay? But like what I see here is an opportunity for you to express things from the heart, and to show through gestures, through actions, that how you feel about another person.